When you look at the map at the northern part of the Philippines, there are these tiny islands right in the middle of Taiwan and Luzon region of the country. It is also known as the New Zealand of the Philippines. This island is called Batanes. I've always wanted to see this island for a long time now, so my local friend and I decided to take one of the most expensive domestic flights in the Philippines and spend a week at these beautiful islands. This trip is filled with amazing nature and local culture, so grab a snack and I hope you'll enjoy this little trip of mine. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. It's been 2 weeks since I got back from the Philippines, but before I went to Batanes, I managed to have a little time with my family. So they picked me up from the airport and I get to go home for the day. I think I've not been back to Tagaytay for a little 2 years now. It's been a while. And I really miss home and being around the family, and most especially home cooked food. I really miss home cooked food. I think that really short time back home is such a great start for my trip. And I just cannot wait to start our little adventure in Batanes. I think our first day in Batanes was one of the most chill days that we've ever had. After lunch, we decided to take a walk around the area and we came across this park where kind of weird because it's literally 1 p.m. and there's this group of people playing volleyball under the scorching sun, and you can see them wearing long sleeves and headgears just to protect them from the sun. We're just fascinated by this scene, so we stayed at the park and just watched them play their game. And I think they were training for volleyball. We spent a couple of hours there just watching them play volleyball and also just chatting and catching up. On our second day is actually the start of our tour on the island. Our first stop was this beautiful lighthouse in the middle of nowhere, overlooking the ocean. This place looks cool. And there were cows roaming around. It was a really fascinating scene to see. Seeing that lighthouse with the stone house right beside it, with a dog just randomly resting on the bench and cows just loitering around the fields, I think it is one of the most iconic scenes that I've ever taken while in Batanes. So yeah, I'm really happy that was our first stop
We're currently in Marlboro Hill. Marlboro Hill? It's so hard to pronounce. Oh yeah, oh girl, this place is cool.
I think one of the most fascinating thing that I've seen and did is when we went to this church. And inside a room, there are shelves after shelves filled with thick books with numbers on it. And you can see inside the book there are letters, prayers, messages by visitors, tourists, locals. This is where people write anything that they wishes or anything that they pray for or that want to come back to Batanes. You can search for that same book number and you can refer back to what you've written the last time you were on the island. I also did my own message on one of the books there. So if I ever go back to Batanes, I would definitely go back there and see what I've written the last time I was on the island.
Here, honesty store. Photo cheese. Oh, photo cheese, yeah. What's the other one? Cup noodles. Oh, they have hot cheese, seafood, lunch. So good.
Two balls, two. Blue. Now, there are 3 islands in Batanes, and the one that we're staying at is Batan Island. Now, next on our list is called Sabtang Island. Now, to get here, you have to go on a ferry boat to the island. This gets me a little anxious because technically, you're riding on a small boat and in a very windy and very strong current.
Soft light falls on quiet sand. You almost leaned in. Shadows move, skin to skin. Something was spoken. Will you let me in? You and I will always have
sa Sabtang.
Now our first spot is actually a more of a residential area where a lot of locals live, and this is where it kind of my first look on stone houses and how locals live in their own elements. As we were walking along this small street, we saw this local trying to fix the roof of the stone house, which was made out of dry leaves, which is made out of coconut grass. And if you look at any types of stone houses with this type of roofing, you can tell that it is very thick, it is very resilient to any types of strong winds and even rain. And even the tour guide told us that if you were living in this kind of houses, it is comfortable and it's not too hot when it's summer.
Bakul. Pang babae lang po yung ganito.
Opo. Tapos yung naman panlalaki kanay. Yung parang
O parang
cheque.
best na... So I'm wearing bakul. It's a woman headgear. Okay lang po. This place is amazing. It's not like we're not in the field.
Ha? Yeah, diba?
Yeah.
Para tayo wala sa Pilipinas. Para tayo sa ibang bansa.
Ang galing.
Diba? Pumunta rin ako dito, hindi na sinabi ko na parang wala.
Man, this is a little bit of a hike. Wow. Oh, ganda.
Oo, babalik kaakyat din lang mga yan.
Ha?
Ano, road free sila.
Saan?
Ayun na, dalawa.
Oh.
Babalik din sila sa village.
Kasi yung mga may-ari kasi talagang pinakawalan lang tapos may mark sa tenga para malaman yung may-ari.
Now we've decided to go on a glamping experience in Sabtang. I've never done glamping before, and it's my first time staying overnight on a huge tent, and the interior looks so amazing and very much comfortable. And then later that night, we had a dinner just right outside the tent. They have this dining area, which is another local restaurant. We ate lobster. It was delicious, it was huge, and it's kind of cheap. It's 700 pesos with the lobster and the entire side dish. Now later that evening, we got woken up by this really strong gush of wind, because just right outside the tent was actually the beach, and it's an open area. The wind is just crazy. It was so extreme that I really thought that the tent would get toppled over. I don't know, the experience is really out of this world. And then after the wind comes in a really strong rain. I just cannot sleep.
Tenho esse mar todo pra olhar. Tenho as estrelas infinitas pra contar. Tenho o sol brilhando e os patos nadam em par. Meus passos vão mostrando o prazer de observar.
Now the remaining of the trip, we decided to do a little bit of DIY tour. So we rented a scooter and we went around the island for the day.
E após o outro foi o que ele prometeu.
Oh, I really want this. Looks so cute. It's so pretty. Someone's getting married.
Tunnel sa loob.
Oh,
Marami siyang butas-butas.
okay, I think we're just gonna stand outside. We're not going inside. Noong panahon ng ikalawang Tagalog. Whoa,
Pasok
That-
ka.
that's big. That doesn't look welcoming. No. It feels like something's gonna come out. We're just gonna stand here.
And we saw this really cool sunset spot, and this place is called the Rolling Hills.
That's the end of the road in the Philippines, and the rest is just dirt road. Going where? Nobody knows. But look at all this. So many cows. So we're here at the end of the road in the Philippines, so they say. And this is what you get right in front of this big ocean. This is really like a countryside.
Fading hand, what you're reaching, can't look away. Curtains breathe
Now the next day though, we woke up super early in the morning just to catch the sunrise by the beach. And this is kind of a different type of beach because it's the boulder beach where instead of sand, it's just bunch of pebble stones. Yeah, I've never seen anything like it. It's just miles and miles of just rocks, stones. And it's kind of fascinating where all these stones are coming from.
So cold. Oh, this is nice.
Now we want to experience something very much local. So we heard from our tour guides that on the 1st May is a fiesta in Ivana, which is a local area within Batan Island. So we decided to take a visit and see how it looks like, how they celebrate fiesta. It is a religious festival. When we got there, the program was already starting. They have this dance number by little kids, and it's kind of cute. Also, right after that, they have a friendly match between local ivatan players and against the Philippines and American Navy. On our last night though, it was very exciting because I've decided to solidify my memories that I had on this island, and the way to do it is getting a tattoo. We went to this local artist. He had this really cool stone house studio, and you can see all the photos or the stencils that he did for his past clients. The tattoo that I got was called Bunitan, which is technically like a wildflower. Now, majority of the time is related to a lily. When you look at my tattoo, it's very minimal, less shading because I want it to look clean, just like a hand drawn on my skin. Later that night, we decided to eat a very traditional ivatan meal. We went to this local house that turned into a mini restaurant for their own home cooked meal. I've been wanting to try this ivatan meal since day one, and on our last night we decided to give it a try. It has different types of food wrapped in a leaf. It is a really amazing experience being in Batanes. I've always been wondering how in the world am I gonna travel there because I knew how expensive. Luckily for us, we managed to go during the summertime. That is our little trip in Batanes. Until then, I'll catch you on the next one.